Chellis, what are you doing?
Okay, we're live. Hi, friends. It's Michelle Ladd with National Veteran Resources, and I am in the new RV, unwrapped. You guys know I'm still trying to get it wrapped, and I'm with some very special heroes today. I would like to introduce my veteran friend, Tori.
Hi, guys.
And his lovely wife, Ashley.
Hi.
And we always sit in the RV for a few minutes and discuss, what topic we want to talk about. And we just started talking about the transition of our military when they actually get out of the military and what happens and how it involves the veterans and their families. And they shared some really interesting things with me today. And so I decided to ask them if they would just talk about the transition process of once Tori got out of the Army, what happens. And he talked to me about it's a 4-week process, but it's lacking so much for our veterans when they actually get out. So Tori said he would like Ashley to talk about that first. So Ashley, if you would just like to share with the public what you were telling me about from the day that Tori actually got out, how did that involve you as a wife and your family and all the dynamics of that?
When we got out, you think, I'm going to, maybe you're going to where family are, maybe you're not. But, our situation was we thought we have families, we have friends, we're going there, it's going to be easy, we'll be okay. But it really wasn't. It was a shock to me as a wife. So I could imagine how much of a shock it was just to my husband as a soldier. We lived on the military base. We, got used to how it was being in the military, how it was being, I could bond with the military wives because they understood me. They understood what I was going through. My kids, all the kids understood and they bonded well. And then when you get out, it's like you're in a foreign country almost, it feels like, because you don't... you have friends and family that, I understand. And it's like, no, you really don't understand. So, but when you were in the military, you had the military wives, and they did understand. So that was hard for me. I could imagine, like I said, how hard it was for my husband. The process was not as in-depth as I would have thought it would have been. There was no counseling. There was no explanation of how civilian life was compared to how the military life was, and how we were going to transition. It was, oh, thanks for serving. Here you go. And we were scrambling. Honestly, as a family, we were scrambling financially. We were scrambling where to find our identity at that point because we didn't know where we belonged. And, he's been out for 4 years, and we still are working on it. It's a work in progress. It's not something that will happen overnight. It's not something... But I wish they would implement more. They did the black and white. Let's see what you can offer for a resume. Let's see if you're going to be financially stable. But they didn't do anything with the gray aspect. They didn't look between the lines and help him as a soldier figure out how to be a civilian again, not a soldier. He'll always be a soldier at heart. But, it was difficult. And, that was my feeling on it. What is...
One of the biggest things that I really want to talk about is you can go into the Army for 2 years. You can go in there for 30 years. And there's no reintegration to come back out properly.
How long did you serve?
I served for just over 6 years. Okay. And there's no integration to help soldiers like myself, Marines, whatever you want to call them, that to come back even to a little bit of a society, that they kind of remember, and when they sit there and they tell you, oh yeah, we're going to help you build up a resume, we're going to help you do a couple of job searches. Those job searches aren't even anything that you've even remotely done. I me personally, I could have never expected myself behind a desk. And they were sitting there telling me that I'd be good at going to into an IT department. And then they were telling me that, oh, we'll help you write your resume. Well, just like I was telling you, how do you sit there and tell somebody, even on a resume? The only thing I've ever known my whole life is shoot, move, and communicate. I mean, you can't really rely on a resume. They're going to figure it out. How do you actually say this?
And that is the thing that really stinks, is a lot of the, jobs and the skills that you pick up in the military, a lot of that doesn't transition really out here to just a normal everyday job.
Right.
So it's very hard to find a job for a lot of veterans, I feel like. I mean, it was difficult for him. I mean, he didn't know what to do, so he went to go look at being a truck driver because he thought that would be the easiest thing. But then it was hard, because then if he wanted to do over the road, he's away from his family, and he had too much time to think, which made it very difficult on him. So, I mean, it made it difficult on us too, because then he was away. We were used to it at part because of the military lifestyle. But, we got out because, hey, we want to spend more time with our family. We want to watch our kids. We want him to be in our kids' lives more. So we did that. And it wasn't as easy as we thought it was going to be. It would have been nice for them to even say, hey, where are you relocating? Do you know where the local VAs are? Here, let us give you a list. Let us give you some information so you're not out there having to search it yourself. Yeah, we can. That's great. But there's no help. That extra little help, that little bit of a push of giving that extra information to the veteran families will help them so they don't feel so lost when they get out. That's the problem, is they get out and they don't know which direction to go first. And, and he was in the military. Go, 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 go. He was up at Orange, they kept him going. And then you come out here and it's not so fast-paced. It's less. And I think that makes it hard for them because they don't know how to go slower. They're so used to that fast pace, and a lot of the jobs are at a slower pace. So then when they get into that fast job, yeah, it feels good, it feels great, but sometimes it's not so great for their mental status or emotional status because it's not the same. And so
Not stimulating, right?
Right,
Not
and
stimulating enough.
no, and so, and it's like almost like they just keep looking for that because there's nothing that transitioned them to slow down. Whoa, okay, we pumped you up to get you to this so you could be a soldier. Now we're just going to say, go figure it out yourself. Yeah. And the VA clinics are going to catch you. Well, that's not helping. Why couldn't you now transition us back, the soldier back, and help them to slow down and get used to what it would, kind of be like in a civilian life before you just push them out? I mean, it was very difficult,
The best way to explain it is the Army looks at you as an asset. They really do. And once I will never talk bad about the Army. The Army did amazing things for me. But they are lacking in a couple small areas. And one of them being the fact that they look at you as an asset, but they don't fully train you to get out. And, I mean, just telling you, okay, here's your DD-214. Here's your out processing paperwork. Bye. Then it took me like a good week or two to like, whoa, what did I just do? Okay, I mean, I'm already at my new house. Hey, like, what really happened?
I can't even imagine that. And one of the things that I wanted to, I'm thinking as a civilian, not hearing this stuff ever, or maybe they've heard a little bit of it here and there. For some, it may be easier to transition.
Right.
Oh, yeah, without doubt. Yes.
It's based on your experiences and what your experiences were while you were in the service.
Yeah.
So for many of you that have experienced trauma, and I'm no expert on any of this. I'm only saying from what I've heard from a lot of my other veteran friends. It wasn't that they were just sitting at a desk job. They were out fighting in the field doing things that most of us would never be able to do. So when Tori is talking about his experiences, he wasn't just sitting behind a desk. That's all we're going to talk about. Yeah, this is Chellis is barking because she's trying to get up on the chair behind our camera. And thank you, Tori. He's been very helpful with her. She's such a princess. But Chellis, as you know, is with me 24/7, so I have to deal with the dog when we're interviewing. And they love her, so thank God.
She is. She's a sweetheart.
So it's harder for most to transition.
Right. I'm not saying every family has, like you said,
right.
Every family's going to have a hard time, because maybe it was an easier transition. In our experience, though, we had a difficult time. It was very hard. And like I said, it's not just the soldier that has a difficult time, I feel like. I, as a wife, even had a difficult time.
I'm sure.
So I could only imagine how hard, like I said, it was for my husband when I was, not feeling like I belonged and like I was understood. And it took me a while to get to that point where I could feel that way. And I'm still working on it. I feel like in some situations I come into and I'm like, I kind of miss my military wives, and, I even find that I miss things about it. And so I know he does. He misses things about being in the military.
I think, honestly, I can't speak for everybody, okay? Right. I won't. But the one thing that I really miss about the military, it's going to sound crazy, but the true brotherhood, and on top of that, the act of adrenaline. Because when out here, you can't find that again. Without putting your life at risk again, or, something like that. And I don't know if any of this really makes sense, but it really, it's very, you don't really have, honestly, any brotherhood out here. And the ones that you do have, they question themselves. Should I get closer to you? I've been done wrong a few times. They're all very similar. Like, all the stories that I've ever been told are all like, yeah, man, we've all been thrown out. Like the military doesn't look at us like an asset anymore. They kind of look at us like the redheaded stepchild. No offense, but yeah, and they just throw you to the back, and they keep pushing forward. I got a buddy of mine right now. I'm not gonna say his name. He's suffering so bad. He's got 2 DWIs, massive drug issues, and all his kid's ever known is infantry. That's all he's ever known his whole life. He got out as an E6, and he was going places in the military, but made a huge mistake in the Army that you don't make. Get a DWI. They chaptered him out, and they said, you know what? We're not going to follow up with you. We're not going to do anything with you. The VA alone. He was, surprisingly, he was able to get out on an honorable discharge. Don't really know how, but that's his thing, okay? But it's amazing at what, it's like the military does not talk to the VA or anywhere else, because there's no resources that the military knows of that they give us. It's crazy. Like, I'm not, like, we're here as living examples. You have to find them. And when you find them, hold on to them. It's because they're very few and far between.
So, when you get out, you said there were 4 weeks of resume writing and
yes,
and some tools.
Yes, some.
But what would you say if to anybody transitioning out, now that you've been 4 years,
Yeah.
what do you have any advice to give them that might help them in their transition?
Well, I got a little bit of advice for them. Don't lose hope. Never. If I can find a job that can understand what I'm going through and what others are going through, don't lose faith. You will be there. Like, it's not going to come tomorrow until everybody talks to each other. You can sit there and go through 100 jobs. But you know what? That 101 job is the one that's going to last. And nothing's going to be very similar to the military. You know, nothing. And you have to look at it as you can try to find a little bit of it out here. You know, try to find the brotherhood.
How do they do that? Because I know so many that haven't found that yet.
I haven't found it. The best way I've been through a lot of friends. I mean, at one point in time, I felt like I was on a dating show. I'll be honest, because people don't really understand what you're going through. You know, they don't. And recently, I've met a gentleman that he's a pretty decent guy, to say the least. The couple's a little, they're very similar to us, but have no military background.
But they're understanding and they're supportive, and he bonds with them, and I bond with the wife, so it makes it easier. So there's no don't say there's no hope. There is hope to find friends and finally feel like you fit in, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. One thing I want to say is, when you are going through this transition of getting out, work as a team. You as husband and wife, if your husband and wife work as a team. If you are single, grab for whatever. Ask those questions. Get that information, where's my local VA going to be? Ask them. There should be no reason that they can't help you, that they can't help you pull up those resources, because I feel like that would definitely help. I feel like if the military would just maybe implement a sort of program within that 4 weeks to help with a little bit of counseling, a little bit of added information for the family as a whole. I felt like it was so fast. The transition just was so fast, I didn't even know what I was catching. So just know that it's not something that's, I'll have time. So make sure that when that transition starts, that you've got a mindset that you're going to, I need to keep and grasp every piece of information I can, because that will benefit you in getting out, to be honest.
And another thing, when I had guys under me, I made the mistake, and to this day, I still look at it as a huge mistake. And the military teaches you, don't worry about it, suck it up. Just because you're hurt, mentally, physically, whatever. No. Go see somebody.
Please share this message. This message needs to be heard. Everybody share this message. Go for it.
If you can go and see anybody, that stops everything that's going on in your head temporarily. It's not going to stop it forever, guys. You know that just as well as I do. This isn't a joke. This isn't nothing like that. I'm living the pain just like everybody else is. And the thing is that if we can stop these numbers, our own brothers, our sisters are committing suicide because they can't take it. The military doesn't even know how to respond to it. Out here, they're just calling us a statistic. That's all they're doing. So, do your checks. whether it's on Facebook, a simple text message can save somebody's life.
Ask for help.
Yes,
Seriously.
don't be afraid. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't be afraid to ask for a little bit of help. I screwed up. And when I had guys underneath me, I was like, no, you're weak. Don't go to behavioral health.
I hear that all the time.
Yeah, you're weak. Deal with it. Bottle it up. But now I'm the living proof. I'm battling. I can only imagine what they're battling. Because I had them so wound up. And I'm sorry. That's one of the biggest things I've never actually been able to say is that I'm sorry to them, you know? And it took me years to be able to figure that out. How to really say that. And just ask for help, guys. That's one of the biggest things. Don't become a statistic. It's not worth it. It really isn't.
And asking for help doesn't make you weak. The fact that you're asking for help is your strength. That is showing that you have willpower to live. You deserve to live, and we want you to live. So we want you to ask for help. We're asking you to ask for help. If you feel the need to it, do it, please. We support you. We do. And even when you're out of the military, you're still brothers and sisters. You still want to support each other from miles and countries and states to states. So please understand that you're not alone. You'll never be alone.
You're sitting with 3 people right here. They care so much. And he's going to kill me. A hero to me. I don't care what he says. that he touched me years ago. I didn't even start out by saying, I met Tori and Ashley. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Yep. See what I do? I just like, I get in my own.
At least I think you did.
We met at a Wounded Warrior event.
Yes.
I was a Patriot Guard rider during this event, and Tori was being honored, and I was honored to meet Tori and Ashley. And they have just been, I've been watching their family grow over the years, and I asked him if he would come and share with me. And you can understand, it's not easy to get in front of a camera and just open up. And I told him, don't say anything you don't want to talk about. Just share what you would like to share with civilians and with the brothers and sisters out there. And I shared something a little personal with them. You probably haven't seen it much, but you know, I'm traveling the country and I got this crazy hero mobile and everything. And what most of you have probably not seen close up is that I have several tattoos, and I told them when I turned 50, I'm not telling you how old I am now. You couldn't believe it, right? I suffer with migraines. It's, you know, it's not a big deal. I deal with it. But I got this tattoo. I don't know if you can see it. It says, never give up hope or faith. I don't know if you can see it. But I have shared that with hundreds of veterans, mostly online, that had reached out to me just for a little support and some inspiration and some love. And I sent them a picture. Actually, Randy, that's how you and I met. And Randy had reached out to me about a situation that hurt him. And I sent a picture of my arm to help cheer him up. So I also am so dedicated to my children who are veterans. One is a combat veteran. You all know the reason why I do what I do. And I actually had my children's dog tags. I don't know if you can see it, but my children's dog tags to honor their service to our country. So this, you know, I'm just a mom of 2 veterans, and I've never experienced anything that you, Tori, have experienced, or you as the wife. The wives are heroes too. I tell them that all the time, and the loved ones as well, because once you guys get out, there's an awful lot to deal with.
Yes.
There is. There really is. And, you know, until... It's really unfortunate. It's all across the board. Every state, every county, no matter what you really look at it as, there's not enough resources. I mean, they're out there, but the vet doesn't know about them.
But that's why we're grateful for even you and
Dave
Lippa and Dave Lippa, for making awareness and getting out there too, and even giving opportunities. Oh, here, this resource is available, or this is, it helps us not feel alone. It helps us to have, know that we have a little bit of support. And it's great that you do this and you take the time to do this. So we're grateful. And to me as a wife, a military wife, you're a hero to me because you're doing that. You're creating that awareness. You're getting out there and helping those, soldiers and their families. So, and first responders, all of them.
Thank you. I was telling Tori that I've gotten very involved with Mission 22. Mission 22 is so awesome. They have so many great programs out there. I've met several of the state leaders and I got to interview them, and I was just sharing. So Mission 22, I know a lot of you guys are watching this. I told Tori about all these really cool programs, and they were both really excited about it. But the reason I'm doing what I'm doing and going out and interviewing all of these non-for-profit organizations that are helping our veterans is because I'm just trying to have another directory and another way for our veterans to find out of more resources. And if you guys go on nationalveteranresources.com, I've already have maybe at least 10 or 15 that I've already interviewed that you might not even know about. So you just go on, you can just go on the second page in, you click on the logo, and it will take you to the link. I've done many Vets to Vets counseling and Florida for Warriors and Battleborn and Camp for Heroes and so many more. I can't think of all of them right now. So it's a directory for you guys to just go, and if you think there's something that could help in any way, there might be some family support on there.
Okay, cool.
I'm not sure if I've done anything like that yet, but that's my whole goal in life, is to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of resources for you guys to go to, and you can just keep checking back and forth here.
Okay.
One last thing, okay? Use Google for what it is, okay? For real.
Mm-hmm.
When you get out, just type in veteran help. Don't be afraid to do that. Even if you type in local veteran help, resources are going to come up, guys. Don't be afraid if you get out and you're hitting that low point, real low. Call the crisis line. The Army doesn't give you those cards for no reason. Alright? I've called it myself. I hit a really low point in my life, and they're not there to call the police or nothing like that. Not unless they absolutely have to. Common sense. But they're there to try to help you through the situation temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
Alright? Like I said earlier, the pain's always going to be there, guys.
You just have to learn to grow.
Yeah.
Instead of being, that those scars, those trials and tribulations you're going through, you have to learn to grow as a person so that scar becomes smaller, and you have now learned to be a person with that scar. It's just a scar. It's not going to be easy, and it's going to take a while, but you got to learn to grow.
It sounds hard, but what my wife is actually saying is 100% true. It really is. She actually went to school, because what a lot of people don't know is that my marriage was rough when we got out. Really rough. Mm-hmm. And she went to school to try to figure out more about PTSD and stuff like that. And I have so much respect for her. She has no idea. She wanted to learn more about it, and now she wants to get involved. She wants to help be the change that people want to see in the VA, where somebody actually cares.
That's cool. That is so cool. That's some advice that I have for all the loved ones of our veterans. Do what Tori said. Google. Look for resources to help them. A lot of our veterans, they don't know how to start. Or if you love a veteran, and we have veterans we all know, help them. Google for them, or at least find out what PTSD is, and look into suicide prevention and mental wellness and drug and alcohol related issues to our veterans. I have watched thousands of YouTube videos on this, just because I have so many that suffer. And I want to know, I'm no expert, as I told you, I'm not a counselor, but this is real. And having you guys here and sharing this message, this is what I wanted from you guys today. It's all I asked. And worth it, huh?
It is worth it. It is worth it.
100%.
It is worth it.
Tori was afraid I was some big reporter and I was going to make him answer all these questions he didn't want to ask, or he didn't want to answer. And I'm like, no, let's just send a message. And you guys were perfect.
Great.
You guys already have the message. Don't be a statistic. Ask for help.
Please ask for help. Well, listen, I thank you so much for your services. I was honored to meet you years ago. Yeah. You are a hero, and together
more of a hero than I am. I'll be
honest. You guys are a great couple, and this message that you're sharing is going to go out to thousands and thousands, and for years and years.
I hope it does.
Yeah, we really hope for the best for everybody. That's what we want, you know? I mean, we've went through it, we've lived it, and just realize that you, like I said, aren't alone. You really aren't, and that might sound like you hear that a lot.
All the time.
But from a veteran family, from a soldier, from his wife, you know, the wives, you're not alone. There's other wives. I'll be the first, you know, if you need some help, reach out to me. I have no problem helping support any other family or veteran wife. You want to talk?
Hands down, I'll give you guys my phone number. Area code 785-307-3821.
Want to repeat that?
785-307-3821.
Wow.
Call me. Text me. All right? It's not only going to help me deal with what I'm dealing with, but it's also going to deal with you. And it's going to help you guys out too. All right?
Just when I think I can't get any more emotional, you're the first that's given out your phone number to the world. And I do the same thing. 585-729-0966 is my phone number, and so many know that you can reach out to me. And so we're probably going on a little bit, but it was worth every second. Please like this video. Please share. Please send Tori and Ashley, after we're done talking today, send them your words of inspiration. They're going to be watching, and it will just help encourage them and let them know there are a lot of people out there that really do care. So if you want to see this video, it's also going to be on my YouTube channel, RV Hero Gypsy. And I know, I just made it up. And actually, once you see the RV, it's going to be wrapped up, RV Hero Gypsy, and also on the website, nationalveteranresources.com. And again, never give up hope or faith, guys.
Yes.
Never.
God bless. Thanks, everybody.
Talk to y'all
Bye.
later.
Bye-bye.